Alright YouTube, before the election actually gets here, because we're a week out from voting, I've already made my prediction fairly clear, and it stands. Honestly, at this point, I think Clinton's done. I thought it was time to talk about Bobby Jones, aka Spud Croyley, in an actual video, because I think most people on this channel have either subscribed just this year or a large proportion in the last couple. They don't remember the olden days of YouTube, maybe 2008, 2009, into 2010, as the arrival of Cosmic Panda was impending. They don't remember the bad or good old days of YouTube and all the stuff that happened then, so they probably don't know anything about who Bobby Jones is and why I allow him to explicitly troll on this channel without really caring. Draw him into debate, yes, although, you know, most of what he says is tongue-in-cheek. Bobby Jones is the son of Wilbur Breder. Now, Wilbur Breder, just Google this individual and you'll get a little bit of the backstory about what I'm talking about. It goes back years and years to the struggle of the Unholy Alliance, first against me, and then with me in command of the Unholy Alliance against various other people who were trolled for various purposes many years ago. You know, a good time was had by all. There were sock accounts galore, there were flagging raids, there were all sorts of weird things that no longer really happen on YouTube because of its new format. Of course, the new flagging rules mean it's basically impossible to use a flagging raid to any effect. There used to be, you could do all sorts of stuff on YouTube years ago that you can't do now. And part of that is, for those of us that are creating more content, it's great, especially if we happen to be YouTube partners, because we've actually got protection of our channels. For people who are more interested in pissing others off, it might be a little bit harder now than it used to be. Of course, channels used to be more functional themselves. The messaging feature used to be different. But Bobby Jones is the white. He's a proponent of lynch law. So when people assume that he's actually like a Clintonian, he's not. Never has been, never will be. Might have been an Obama fan early on, I don't know. Of course, in 2008, I voted for Obama, largely because, well, McCain is just Bush. I didn't expect at the time that Obama was also going to be Bush, and it's been made fairly clear he doesn't really like the neoliberals and the neocons. I don't either, so I would agree with him on that. The sort of adopting communism thing is largely just to troll the rise of the alt-right, because it's trolling. That's the point, it's to piss people off. I don't know, personally, what his actual interior political views, if any, really are. But Bobby Jones has gotten explicit permission to troll people on my channel. Within reason, of course. No, like, you know, attempting to dox somebody or something like that. Any severe harassment would be frowned upon, but if he's just there making comments about Trump losing, knowing that this channel is, at this point, primarily people who expect or want Trump to win, that's fine by me. Just like if I were supporting Clinton, he'd probably be talking about how bad Clinton is, and how it's, you know, she's horrible in every name under the sun and wants to start a nuclear war. That's the point. Now, a lot of people, I think, take things too seriously. I'm from the generation that the internet, while taking the internet seriously in the sense of replacing the legacy media, replacing like Fox or MSNBC, yeah, I take it seriously there, and it is also a serious way to make an income. But at the same time, with regards to people's feelings, or offending people, no, it shouldn't be taken seriously. Buck up, deal with it, essentially, would be my advice. I've got hundreds of people on the Eugenia Cooney video there telling me, oh, well, you know, you don't know what you're talking about, anorexia is no joke, blah, blah, blah. Who gives a fuck? The internet is made partially to bother other people. Again, within reason. I think there's a differentiation. There's definitely a gap between where trolling ends and where outright harassment in a more criminal sense begins. Sometimes this line gets blurred, sometimes, especially the left now, doesn't see the line. Used to be the right wing didn't see the line. And I'd like to reiterate to people, I'm not a right-winger. I'm not a conservative. I've never considered myself a conservative. I'm not a Republican. I just happen to be willing to vote for Trump because I think that none of the alternatives are as positive. Yes, I think he's better than Gary Johnson, because Gary Johnson's not a libertarian. He doesn't know what he's doing. I wish the libertarian movement well, but you're going to need a different standard bearer, someone who's more coherent, somebody who's actually a libertarian. Jill Stein's just a hippie grandma. Yeah, some of the things she says I would agree with, but the Green Party's sort of tax proposals, it's never going to happen. It wouldn't make any sense. It'd fuck the economy. As for Hillary Clinton, yeah, she's a warmonger. She's a neoliberal. But Bobby Jones, like when he dies, he's going to Wilbur Gala. He's the white. He knows about cowboy economics, and he knows about the microcosm and all of these other things. So, yeah, he has explicit permission to be on this channel. If he's bothering people, chances are people are taking the bait. That's the point. That's about all. Peace out.